We all rely on mechanics to keep our cars running smoothly, right? But have you ever wondered if your mechanic is doing enough, or worse, probably scamming you? In this video, we are going to discuss some signs to watch out for that might indicate your mechanic is not being entirely honest with you. So first of all, let's talk about the diagnosis. If your mechanic is always diagnosing a laundry list of problems, it might be a red flag. Why would your mechanic come up with a lot of problems that your car is having? Mechanics try to upsell to us, or try to upsell to car owners on unnecessary things, unnecessary services, things that you don't actually need to fix in your cars. They'll just bring them up, and so you need to always ask for details and a second opinion if you're unsure. So if a mechanic comes up with a bunch of list of things that you should fix in your car, you should ask questions about those things. You have the right to ask the mechanic, what are these for? What are these for? What's the meaning of this thing you wrote here? Probably in the quote or in whatever form he has written, the estimate of quotes for your car. So you have the right to ask him or her, yeah, dude, what's up? What's the meaning of this? What does this work for? If I fix this, what's the possibility that, or what's the possibility that I'm not coming back in the next 2 weeks to fix this, or to get this fixed again? So these are questions you should ask your mechanic. You should not be afraid to ask your mechanic. You're paying for the services and it's your car. Okay, so you need to ask them these things and be sure of them. And if you're not sure of these things, or if your mechanic is going to just walk away. Hidden costs can be another issue. If the final bill is significantly higher than the initial estimate, the mechanic might not be completely transparent. Sometimes mechanics probably he comes up with another quote, and then the new quote is higher than the one he has written for you before. Probably you didn't remember how much he charged you the last time. Let's say, for instance, you came some time ago for inspection on your transmission, so he has given you quotes he has given you an estimate on what you will get and what it will cost you to service your transmission or fix your transmission. And then the next thing you're coming is giving you a new quote, and yeah, it's normal, it's realistic that inflation can come up. Price of the new quotes can be higher than the previous quotes because price of parts in the market do change from time to time. So that one is actually understandable. But if the price is way too high, it's ridiculous. It's a red flag. You should watch out and probably walk away. If you discover that, okay, why is this quote or why is this estimate too high? It's way higher than the initial bill you gave me. You should discuss it with the mechanic. Ask him why. If the mechanic is transparent with you and tells you why, okay, because of inflation, because of you are getting extra parts because we didn't add this to the quote the last time. So he should explain these things to you. You deserve to be educated. You deserve to know these things. He shouldn't keep you in the dark. A reputable mechanic will explain additional charges and get your approval before proceeding on anything he wants to do in your car. So if you bring your car to a workshop, the job of that mechanic is to write and inspect the car. After inspection, get prices from his dealer, from the market, for the spare parts is going to get for you, and he writes your quotes, charges you his labor. Then what he should do next is tell you this, get your approval before proceeding on anything he's going to do on the car. You shouldn't just, probably because you dropped your car and you went your way to your workplace, or you went to the house, you can't always sit at a workshop with the mechanic. Sometimes you have things you want to do. So the mechanic has to call you and tell you, sir, the brake pads are now 10,000 naira higher than the previous quote I gave to you. The engine oil now is now 50,000 naira compared to the price of the engine I gave you last time, which was 35,000 naira, because of inflation, because of, you know, some crisis. I don't know what it might be, but something has to be the reason for that. So he has to explain those things to you before it goes on. So if you can afford the new prices, you tell him to go ahead and fix the car, right? So it doesn't have to be a shock or a surprise to you that, whoa, why am I getting charged this high, so high, and it's going above your budget. So that's it. So when your mechanic doesn't explain what's wrong in simple terms, it can leave you in the dark and vulnerable. Mechanics sometimes are very funny with that. They start to use big grammars or big jargons in cars. You probably know nothing or little about cars, and then the mechanic is just telling you funny things that you've never heard about, and you're like, what's going on? But it's not actually rocket science. It's something he can explain to you in simple terms, and then you will understand it and relate with it.